So after owning Candyman for an entire month, I finally sat down and watched it. And because there's no new releases or anything, I kind of wanted to say, fuck it, I'll do a review of it just so I can get some new movie reviews out there. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, don't worry, it's going to be a full spoiler-free review because I imagine a lot of people haven't seen Candyman. Even me, before when the announcement of the remake or sequel or whatever it is, when that was announced, that's what made me interested in watching the original movies because I never even heard of it beforehand, so I don't really blame anyone else if they haven't seen it. So if you haven't seen Candyman, do not worry, it's going to be a full spoiler free review. So Candyman follows a woman named Helen as she researches kind of the history of Candyman to try and figure out what is happening, and only just to do a research paper to get into a college or to get a job at the college. I'm not really sure what it was. I think it was to get a job at the college. So as she's going about it, she kind of goes down the wrong lane and kind of gets into a really bad situation for herself. So as it was playing out, I didn't know anything about this movie. I didn't know what it was. I knew it was a horror, and I knew the idea if you say Candyman 5 times in the mirror, he comes in a way like a Beetlejuice kind of thing. So that's all I knew. So as the story was playing out, she was learning all this information, I was learning it along with her, and I have to say I wasn't that interested as I thought I was going to be. The movie, it's a very slow burn, and there's not a lot not a lot happening. It's an hour and 40 minutes long, but there is a lot to actually enjoy in this movie. I thought the slasher and the gore, it was really dark and it felt really dirty. It's one of those horror movies where as I was watching it, I felt kind of disgusted by what I was watching because it's really gory, and the whole atmosphere, especially Candyman himself, he's a disgusting looking character. You got the bees all over the place, you got this bloody stump, and it's really revolting to actually watch. And it's a movie where it's just a very few movies where I just cannot eat and watch this movie at the same time, and I think Candyman is going to be one of those movies for me that if I'm eating, there's no way I'm watching Candyman. I know if I'm going to be eating within the hour, I am not going to sit down and watch Candyman because it's quite a disgusting movie. And Candyman himself, the name within this movie causes a lot of fear, but it's also said very willy-nilly. It's like some people are terrified to say it, but then some people will just kind of casually bring it up within conversation. Like if you watch the Nightmare on Elm Street, some people are terrified to mention Freddy Krueger, and some people would say very casually. That's what this kind of reminds me a bit of as well. His first appearance of Candyman, it was very creepy, it was very eerie, and it was something where there's a scene at the very start where someone imitates him, and I thought when I seen that, that's how I thought his first appearance is going to be, but then his actual first appearance is like 10 times better, and it's a lot more darker than I was actually really anticipating going into this movie. I didn't really expect it to be as dark as a character as he actually was, because he's quite a dark character in kind of the way he goes about doing all of his things. And it's a very dark movie. As I said, it's like they reuse a ridiculously amount of blood. It seems like they had a budget and they could not get under that budget, so they had to put as much fake blood in this movie as they possibly can. There's just like a cot full of blood. There's a dog that actually gets his head chopped off at one point in this movie, and I thought the imagery of that was really creepy. And then there's a scene when our main character is actually undressing, because she has to undress because her clothes are literally drenched head to toe in blood, and it was really, really off-putting to see as much blood on the screen. That's like I wasn't expecting it to be as bloody as it actually was. As well, there's this character who our main character's husband in it. Wasn't really a massive fan of him, and then I realised that it's actually Gregory from The Walking Dead, so wasn't a fan of him in that, wasn't a fan of him in this, so I think he's just not really a likeable man. Maybe he's a very nice man in real life, but everything I've seen him in, even in Terminator 2, didn't like him in Terminator 2, so it seems like everything he plays, he's just not a very likeable guy, which it's a very kind of weird thing for a man or an actor to play someone who he always just plays people who are really unlikable. As well, the movie, it's a very, very slow movie, especially. Actually, no, it's kind of slow all over. Every act is kind of slow. First act especially, it's very slow at the start. And then it plays somewhere, or the way the movie plays out is not how I was expecting it to. It reminded me very much of The Invisible Man, where you would call it a slasher. I wouldn't really call it a slasher. There is some bloody kills, but I would say it's more of a thriller because it follows so many similar plot points as The Invisible Man, where she gets framed for murder, she goes into an insane asylum, she has to break out, and it's very similar to that. So many plot points I just found to be so. It seems like The Invisible Man just kind of copied the Candyman in such a massive way, where a lot of people wouldn't have seen Candyman, so they wouldn't really be able to make that comparison. But after seeing Candyman and seeing Invisible Man, I feel like there's just way too many similarities between Candyman and The Invisible Man. Now, I do own the Steelbook of Candyman. I think eventually I will go back, but As of rewatchability, I don't think it has a lot of rewatchability because I said I don't think I could watch it again because it is so disgusting. But the way the movie ends off, I do want to watch Candyman 2 just to see how the story continues. I don't know if they get worse like most horror kind of franchises, but I am interested to go into the sequel. Which, if you say it, this movie did do its job, and it made me want to continue on with the story because the way it ends, I'm really intrigued for the sequel, and I want to see if the reboot sequel. I don't know what it is. I should really look into see what it is. But the one coming out this year, I'm actually interested to see that as well. I don't think it's been postponed yet, so hopefully it does come out. Which I don't know if it will. So Candyman, I don't. Maybe, you know what, I will recommend it. You should see it. If you're a horror fan, I feel like it's not a horror classic. It's not one everyone should see. But I think if you're looking for something over quarantine, just watch Candyman. I think I had fun with it. It was fun. I don't think I will watch it again anytime. I will watch it again, but not anytime soon. So if you have seen Candyman, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you looking forward to the sequel or whatever it is, the reboot? You know what I mean. Are you looking forward to the new one coming out this year? And click the subscribe button. You can come back next time I do a movie review. The next one I think will be High School Musical 2. So if you want to see my review of High School Musical 2, which is completely different from Candyman, but if you want to see my thoughts on that movie, click that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.